he was the single biggest piece of the best offense or second best offense in football a couple of years ago. We know all that. The problem is he ever going to be healthy again? Was he dealing with an injury or was he dealing with a condition? Was he dealing with something chronic? Unfortunately, I fear it's the latter and not the former. And so I don't think we're ever going to be able to see that version of Todd Gurley again. I hope we do. He's a great guy that was on an all-time great track early on in his career. But arthritis in the knee, Brian, is arthritis in the knee. And it seems like a terrible spot for a running back to be in. So I think these comments are sadly accurate.
You know, I think these comments are carefully constructed, and I think just to your point, they are true. 2018, Todd Gurley over 1,200 rushing yards, 59 receptions. 2017, over 1,300 rushing yards and 64 receptions. So he can hurt you in the run game and the pass game. But you, like you mentioned, he hasn't been healthy, and I've dealt with chronic knee injuries, and so he can still get to that level. It's just not he's not going to be able to do it as often. That's going to be the big time concern. And I think it's a great thing for Atlanta because here's the deal. They're not going to have to ask him to carry the ball 256 times this year. They're going to give him about 200 carries, quality carries. They're going to throw him the ball out of the backfield. Defenses will have to worry about Julio and Matt Ryan. I think this is a great place for Todd Gurley.
So, Jenna, my takeaway wasn't about Gurley. It was about Cam, because it looks like physicals are open. Reports are you can't have physical at the team facility, but you can go to the home office of the team physician. So for Cam, this is great because all we've been hearing is wait till we open up, wait till we can get a physical. Well, physicals are open, so the window for Cam gets a little bit wider. I wonder if we're going to see any movement before the season.
So he should get signed any minute now. On to Jameis Winston, who I got to tell you guys, Jameis Winston really impressed me yesterday. Coming off that 30 interception season, coming off getting signed as a backup in the league, and yet the guy still really believes in himself. He said, quote, if a team doesn't think I'm good enough to be a starter, let me earn my way back up. I've done it my whole life. He went on to say, historically, I'm one of the best quarterbacks to play the game. You go do you, Jameis. He also went vegan and lost 17 pounds and had LASIK surgery, but that's different. Nick, Winston's comments
Oh, he went vegan?
are blank. Went vegan, yeah.
I'm going to say half true. Like, you know, that PolitiFact truth meter where it's like true, mostly true, half true, mostly false, pants on fire. This one's right in the middle because half of Jameis Winston's career is some of the best quarterbacking we've ever seen. What he did at Florida State, his raw yardage and touchdown numbers through the first 5 years of his career, all of that screams this is an all-timer. The problem is the other half, which is the amount of time he gives the ball to the opposition, screams this is one of the worst quarterbacks we've ever seen. So it's exactly down the middle. I get the point he's making. The problem is even when he was winning the Heisman and the national championship, turnovers were a problem. They got even worse in the NFL. And so I get the point Jameis is making, and I applaud his self-confidence, but the other half almost takes all the progress away from the first half. So these comments are only half true, Brian.
These comments are imprecise. They just are. And I think to your point is that the 5,100 passing yards is impressive. His ability to have the 8th most yards in the season, that's